delivering quality education, expanding access to learning. The official TV-based instruction of Tagum City. This is Tagum City Division's DepEd TV. Tara na!
Hello, outdoor learners! It's time for a new and digital way of learning the world of mathematics. I am so glad to be part of your journey as you discover new lessons through television. Airing from Tuasan TV Escuela, I am your teacher on air, Teacher Jess Lechido from Jose Tuasan Jr. Memorial National High School in the service of DepEd Tagum City. Aiming to continue education amidst the challenges brought by the pandemic. Together, we will master our competencies while staying at home. What we're waiting for? Let's us learn while having fun. Indeed, expect a meaningful learning. Let us learn, starting with our lesson objectives. A. Illustrate the probability of simple and union of two events. B. Solve for the probability of simple and union of two events. Before we go deeper to our lesson, let us try answering the following questions. You are given 10 seconds in finding the letter of your choice. And when you hear this sound, the time is up. Reminder, please have with your Mathematics 10, Quarter 3, Module 3, and a pen and a paper. Now, let's go! Number 1. What is the probability of getting an odd number when rolling a dice? Letter A, 0.5. Letter B, 0.33. And letter C, 1. Your time starts now. Time is up! The answer for number 1 is letter A, 0.5. Let's take a look on number 2. Question is, when a rolling wheel on the right is spun, what is the probability of the spin that results on an even number or less than 4? Letter A, 1/2. Letter B, 3/4. And letter C, 5/8. Your time starts now. Time is up! The answer is letter B, 3/4. Now we have number 3. Listen to the question. A box contains 2 purple balls, 3 blue balls, and 4 yellow balls. If you are to pick a ball at random from the box, what is the probability that a ball picked is a purple ball? Letter A, 0.22. Letter B, 0.33. And letter C, 0.44. Your time starts now. Time is up! The answer is letter A, 0.22. We now move to number 4 question. Here we go! What is the probability of getting a pair of numbers 1 to 10? Letter A, 1/5. Letter B, 2/5. And letter C, 3/5. Your time starts now. Time is up. The answer for number 4 is letter C, 3/5. Congratulations! You've got it all. This time, let us study the probability of simple and the probability of the union of two events. First, let us define what probability is. Probability is the chance that something will happen. It is a measure of how often a particular event will happen if something, such as choosing a coin, is done repeatedly. There are 2 important notes to remember about the properties of probability. First, the probability will lie between 0 and 1. Second, the sum of the probabilities of all possibilities must equal 1 or 100%. When we talk about experiment in mathematics, it is a series of activities which could be repeated and which have well-defined results. Examples are rolling a die and drawing a card. An event is a single outcome of an experiment. Landing on a 6-dot face after rolling a die is an example of an event. On the other hand, sample space is a set of all outcomes in an experiment. When flipping a coin, sample space S is head and tail. The cardinality of a set is a measure of a set size, meaning the number of elements in the set. The cardinality of a set is denoted by vertical bars, like absolute value signs. Example, for a finite set A is equal to 2, 3, 4. The cardinality is equal to 3. On the other hand, for infinite set E is equal to 2, 4, 6, and so on. The cardinality is equal to infinity. Simple events are the events where one experiment happens at a time, where all possible outcomes are equally likely to occur. When you toss a coin, there are 2 possible outcomes, head or tail, and the probability of head or tail is equal. The probability of simple events is denoted by where E is the event. In solving, you can use this formula. The probability of an event, E, is equal to the number of ways an event can happen all over the total number of outcomes. The probability of a complement of an event, denoted as, is the set of all outcomes that are not in a given event. Thus, the probability of a complement of an event is equal to 1 minus the probability of the event. If two events have no outcomes in common, the probability that one or the other occurs is the sum of their individual probabilities. This is called the probability of the union of two events, and sometimes referred to as the addition rule, where it can be simplified with the following equation. Probability of the union of the events A and B is equal to the sum of the probabilities of events A and B. If two events have outcomes in common or intersection, we're still going to use the addition rule, but we're going to subtract the probability of the intersection of the two events. Thus, the formula for two events with outcomes in common or intersection is, remember, learners, that the word or means the outcome has to meet either one of the conditions or both at the same time. Also, it means the same thing as union with this symbol. The word and means the outcome has to meet both conditions at the same time. Also, it means the same thing as an intersection with its symbol. For our example, we will use the values of the famous game Deal or No Deal. Imagine each briefcase contains the following money values to be chosen by the player of Deal or No Deal game. Can you identify the sample space? Well, you're right. The sample space is... How about the cardinality of sample space? The cardinality of a sample space is 26. Let's hop into finding the probabilities of the cases. For the first case, what is the probability that the case the player chose contains 2 million? The event for this problem is the case the player chose containing 2 million. The cardinality of this event is 1. Why? Because only one briefcase contains a 2 million. Since there are 26 briefcases, the total number of outcomes and the cardinality is 26. The probability that the case the player chose has 2 million is equal to the number of ways the case contains 2 million divided by the total number of outcomes. That is 1 divided by 26. Simplifying, the probability of the event is 0.0385 or 3.85%. For the second case, what is the probability that the player's case contains an amount greater than or equal to 50,000? The event of this problem is the case the player chose containing an amount greater than or equal to 50,000 pesos. The cardinality of this event is 8. Why? Because there are 8 cases containing an amount greater than or equal to 50,000 pesos. That is, from 50,000 pesos to 2 million pesos. Since there are 26 brief cases, the total number of outcomes and the cardinality is 26. The probability that the player's case contains an amount greater than or equal to 50,000 pesos is equal to the number of ways the case can contain an amount greater than or equal to 50,000 pesos divided by the total number of outcomes. That is 8 divided by 26. Simplifying, the probability of an event is 0.3077 or 30.77%. And for the third case, what is the probability that the case the player chose does not contain 2 million pesos or 1 million pesos? This case deals with the complement of an event. Why? Because we are looking for the probability that a case the player chose does not contain 2 million pesos or 1 million pesos. This problem involves 2 events. Event A is the case the player chose containing 2 million pesos and the cardinality is 1. Event B is the player's case containing an amount equal to 1 million pesos. The cardinality is also equal to 1. Since there are 26 brief cases, the total number of outcomes and the cardinality is 26. The formula to be used for the probability of the complement of an event denoted as probability of A prime. The probability of the union of events given the keyword OR is equal to 1 over 26 plus 1 over 26. Substituting to the formula, we have 1 minus quantity 1 over 26 plus 1 over 26. That is equal to 1 minus 2 over 26. Simplifying, we have 24 over 26 or 12 over 13. In decimal, that is 0.9231 or 92.31 10%. Now that you have understood the lesson and examples, we can now solve for the probability of simple events and the probability of the union of two events. It's your turn to solve the following problems. Try it out in your mojo. You're given 15 seconds to do it. When you hear this sound, that means time is up. Are you ready? If so, brace yourself, bring it on. Using the values of the famous game, Deal or No Deal, determine the probability of the following cases. We have question number 1. What is the probability that the case the player chose contains a peso? Your timer starts now. Are you done? Okay! In finding the solution, we used the formula of the probability of simple events, which is denoted by the probability of an event E. It is equal to the number of ways an event E can happen over total number of outcomes. Now, since there is only one briefcase containing a peso, and there are 26 briefcases all in all, therefore, the answer is 1/26. Question number 2. What is the probability that a player's case contains an amount less than or equal to 50,000 pesos? Your timer starts now. Finished? Okay! Still, by using the formula of the probability of simple events. To get the answer, let us count from 50,000 down to 1. There are 19 briefcases, and since there are 26 briefcases, we have 19/26. Simplifying, it is equal to 0.73077 in decimal, or 73.10%. Now, for question number 3. Here we go! What is the probability that the case the player chose does not contain 1,000 pesos, 5,000 pesos, or 10,000 pesos? Your timer starts now! Time is up! The answer is 23/26, or 0.88462 in decimal, or 88.5%. Did you get it? The case deals with the probability of the complement of an event. It's because we are looking for the probability that the case the player chose does not contain 1,000 pesos, 5,000 pesos, or 10,000 pesos. How's your score? Very good, students! I hope that you have learned great lessons today. I believe that we are ready answering "Let us assess" in our module. May these learnings help you appreciate and apply mathematics in your daily life. Let us always remember that union of events mean the result must meet either one of the conditions or both at the same time without repetition. Otherwise, double counting of the same element happens. On the other hand, intersection of events means the result has to meet both the conditions at the same time. In life, we can choose to compromise both beneficial to each one affected by the decision making so as to avoid conflict. That ends our lesson for today. This has been your teacher on air, Teacher Jess. See you on the next episode, only here at Tuwasan TV Eskwela.